it's Brooke Eagle, and we are back with another Forsyth Magazines podcast episode. And today we have a returning guest. We have Mack Moore, the owner of Budget Blinds, North Winston-Salem, Mount Airy, and Boone. What's up, Mack?
Thank you. Good to see you this morning.
Yeah.
I'm glad I made it in with this chilly weather.
I know. It was hard to get out of my warm, cozy house, but we did it.
Absolutely. We made it. We made it.
We
downtown.
made it.
Yep. It's good.
So, Mack, we've known each other for a long time.
We have.
And Mack is has a radio history, so this is like old hat to him.
It is.
Doing the podcast thing.
I spent about 20 years in radio right out of college in the Raleigh market. So,
Yeah. What got
fun.
you from radio to the budget blinds industry?
Well, I like to say I didn't leave radio. Radio left me. The consolidation in the industry through the 90s really changed what radio was. And I sort of grew out of that and started my own ad agency and ran it with a couple partners for 7 or 8 years. And then we sold that and went to work for one of our clients in healthcare management. And that's how I ended up moving across the state and ended up here running outpatient wound care and hyperbaric centers, which is very different than anything else I've done. But I did that and had a great time at that. And then really wanted to get back to owning my own company again. And so I looked at franchise opportunities. And this year we'll celebrate our 10th year.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah. So we've known each other for 10 years.
Yeah, because you reached out. You reached out to us right when you were getting started.
Yep. And we started with Forsyth Woman. It was one of our first advertising decisions was to go with you. So we've been, it'll be 10 years this spring.
I remember our first meeting very clearly because I was pretty brand new to selling at that point, and I was still in my little nervous phase. Like, I don't really know what I'm doing.
I remember we met at Panera down on Cloverdale.
Yeah,
exactly.
I have a terrible memory, so that says a lot.
But I remember that day. You did a great job.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. And you got us started.
Yeah. So 10 years later, here we are.
Wow.
So I know you just recently took over the Boone territory. Is that right?
That's right. We, Budget Blinds is a territory-based franchise.
Yeah.
And my first territory I started with was North Winston-Salem, which was sort of the north side of Forsyth County, from downtown Winston up into, Tobacconville and King sort of area. And then about 3 years later, we expanded and bought the Mount Airy territory, which was pretty much all of Stokes and Surrey County, I-77 over to Mayodan, that northern part of the triad. And then last summer, we bought the Boone territory and expanded all the way up into the high country. So we go all the way up to Boone, Banner Elk, and to the Tennessee line.
That's amazing. So do you have any plans to grow even more, or you think this is it?
Maybe.
Yeah.
There's not a there's not a territory next to us that's blinking red light ready for us to come take it, but we're always looking for growth opportunities.
Yeah. So I want to talk for a minute about budget blinds and what budget blinds means, because I think there's a misconception that it's just quote unquote cheap blinds, and my whole house is outfitted with budget blinds things, and I can assure you it is not that.
No, they are not. You have some very nice things in your home. They're beautiful. We were happy to do that. Budget blinds, our positioning statement is style and service for every budget. So what we are is we are a solution no matter what your budget is. If your budget is cheap, down and dirty, you have an attic or a basement or a garage room or something, and you just need something on the windows, we can do that for you. If you want something nice for your home that's going to last a long time, we can do that. If you want something exceptionally nice, we can do those things too. We do everything from simple aluminum blinds to high-end draperies, automated motorized products, whole home products. Really, there isn't anything that a homeowner or business owner would need for their windows and openings that we can't provide for them. So we do it all.
That's awesome. One-stop shopping.
Yep, absolutely.
And you guys do commercial and residential.
We do.
Okay.
We do a lot of commercial. Many of the downtown Winston apartment complexes we have done. We do a lot of work for area hospitals. There's some very specialty, there are some specialty products that are needed in hospital settings, and we do a lot of that, and nursing homes, and so everything from apartment complexes to rental homes, Airbnbs. A lot of our products come with such fantastic warranties that a homeowner or a business owner can afford to put nicer products, even though they may get damaged, because our warranties cover damage that the homeowner may cause themselves or a guest. So folks ask us about that. We'll explain it to them, but some really great warranty options are available.
Well, and you have a great team of installers and salespeople, and I'm always so impressed when anything gets installed or fixed at my house that your guys are so great. They are good with the dogs, and they just make themselves at home, and it's awesome.
I have
awesome experience.
Fantastic team, and we appreciate that. We work hard. I tell people all the time, we're not perfect. Shipping is not perfect. I can order your product.
Well, I'm not using you then. You're not perfect.
But we don't ever quit until we get it right.
Yeah.
So, you order something, most of the time everything, comes to us in around 3 weeks or so, and then we call you and we come install it. But, sometimes things get lost. FedEx can lose something between, Texas and here or Utah and here, some of the manufacturing facilities that we order from. But we don't ever stop till we get it right. So we'll get it. It's not that hard to do things right and to take good care of clients, which is our objective.
That's sometimes not always the case with every business.
Exactly.
So how have you seen window treatments sort of evolve over the last 10 years that you've been in the business?
Well, one of the biggest things is the move to more affordable motorization products. 10 years ago, motorization, home automation was fairly new, and only sort of techie people put that kind of stuff in their homes.
It was fancy.
Yeah, and it was also thought of as an extra, something that's not needed. But what we found with the development of more and more options and more affordable options is that there are a lot of applications that are appropriate for motorized window treatments. I mean, if you can't reach the window, behind a sofa or on a set of stairs, or upper level windows that you need to control, those are situations. But folks with limited mobility. If your mom lives alone and has some limited mobility or has an issue with her shoulder and can't raise and lower things, then we can put some products in that are not crazy expensive that'll allow her to raise and lower her window treatments safely. So people with lots of kids, people with lots of pets in the home, getting rid of having to touch your window treatments to operate them makes a big difference. It makes them last longer. So
that's a good point. I haven't thought about that factor of making them lasting longer.
Yep.
Yeah, I have my laundry room. I can't reach those windows, and it's so satisfying every evening when I push the little button and they come down.
And they all come down. That's exactly right.
Closing up the house.
Exactly. Well, and safety and security, are really, really important, and you're able to do that more easily with more options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise I know me, I would just leave it.
Yeah.
And that's not as...
But not having windows coverings in the laundry room we quickly learned was not going to work.
No. You've got neighbors kind of close, and a lot of people can see in.
Yeah.
So, and you know how laundry rooms
I think I've told this story before, but I was so impressed when we moved into the house we're in now. It had no window treatments, which is like just not something. When you're moving, you're so excited and there's so much going on. It's not always the first thing you think of, but when you get to the house, you're like, oh crap, like you can just see right in.
Yeah.
So Mack literally came over to the house and put up disposable
temp
blinds,
shades.
temp shades, so that we, had something temporarily. And I thought that was
you
just
want to
like
meet the neighbors, but not like that. Not like that. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you're in moving to a new house, or a house that does not have window treatments, that's definitely a nice little customer service perk that you guys offer.
We do. We absolutely do that. I usually keep them in my vehicle. If not, I can go back to the office and get them. But if if we have clients that don't have anything, they just moved in, they just closed on the house, they couldn't do anything ahead of time, or they move in and something's broken while they're waiting for their product to be delivered, we'll put up temp shades for them. Not a problem. No charge.
And I know there's some new rules with safety features for window treatments.
Absolutely. Last June, corded products, blinds, shades, drapes, even vertical blinds that have loose dangling cords have been regulated out of existence. So only the unscrupulous and folks that you wouldn't want to trust, or where they got the products anyway, are selling products with dangling cords. We've shifted to cordless operation, manual cordless as the standard in the industry, and then home automated and motorized as a step above that. There are some products, you go to a doctor's office or a restaurant and you have what we call solar shades. They're roller shades that have little holes in them you can kind of see out.
Yeah.
Some of those can have a safety chain operation where you can manually raise and lower them, but they're newly designed safety hold downs that'll prevent someone from getting that chain wrapped around their neck. That's kind of what we're trying to avoid.
Yeah.
So what does cordless manual mean?
Okay, what that means is a good question. What that means is you raise and lower the shade or blind with your hand by just pushing up or pulling down.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Not the
yeah,
jerking down that never works.
Yeah, no, not the. That we call that the Three Stooges shade, and we don't have those anymore.
Oh,
so
that's funny.
There are touch lift, there are agile lift, there are 3 or 4 different cordless mechanisms that have been created by different manufacturers they're really nice, and some you just literally touch it with your finger and just push it to where you want it and pull it down to where you want. So they're really nice. That's the new industry standard is cordless.
Yeah, yeah. So what are some trends that you're seeing? I know like plantation shutters were really big, and I feel like I don't see quite as much of those these days, but where do you kind of see the window treatment trends going?
Trends, as you know, vacillate.
Yeah.
That's why they're trends.
That's why they're
right.
trends.
Yeah.
Plantation shutters are always going to be around. They are just timeless.
Yeah.
And if you want to, to do something for your windows that's going to look great, last a long time, operate well, add value to your home, and not go out of style, you really can't go wrong with plantation shutters. And good plantation shutters, like the ones we sell, are going to give you 25 or 30 years of service easily. So it really is a one and done. A lot of people do that. Still, we do a ton of shutters.
Yeah.
But on the other end of the spectrum, there are so many options now with decorative fabrics, with roller shades, with Roman shades. You have some Roman shades in your home. Draperies, motorized draperies, home automated draperies. If you want to decorate your home and cover your windows in a very user-friendly way, we can do that. Nice, easy, clean products that aren't going to go out of style.
Yeah.
If you, on the other hand, want to use your windows and your window treatments in your decorating, in your creating an ambiance, we can help you with that as well. So it just depends on what the client wants. We have lots of options.
So I assume you do consultations.
Yes.
So if somebody's interested, how would they get in touch with you, and how would that process work?
Easy. Just call us 336-701-5474. Budget Blinds of North Winston-Salem, Mount Airy, and Boone. My staff is in the office usually Monday through Friday, 9 to 4. They'll answer the phone. They'll take a little bit of information from you, your address and contact info, and then set up a no-charge initial consultation with me or one of my designers. And we'll come out to your home or office and we'll assess the situation. We'll look at your home, and ask you some questions about what you're trying to do with your window treatments, what you want or what you need, or a little of both. And then we will measure and we'll show you samples right there in your home and give you some options right then and there. Awesome. So it's a no charge initial consultation, and we're happy to do those. We do them multiple times a day, every day.
Yeah. I love that. So Mack, what's your favorite part of owning a business?
It's also the scary part, but knowing that I'm able to create a business, which I did 10 years ago, employ people, help them grow and better their lives, but just really helping people with their needs, just like we did with you. I mean, you bought a new house, you wanted something, you needed products that were functional, that gave you privacy because you're in an area where you need some privacy when you need it, but you also wanted things that were nice and that were pretty. And we were able to show you those things and put those things in your home, and to see your smile on your face and to hear you tell me over and over and over again that everything we put in there is great, it's beautiful, it looks like you know, it fits you, but they also work well, and they have a great warranty. So it's all those things wrapped up into one. It's a very satisfying business that I'm in, and I do enjoy it. Yeah.
It's cool that you have you can tell it's obvious you have like your why for doing it. You have your passion for it. And I think that's important for any business owner. If you don't have that, then you're not going to be in business for long.
No, you're not. Yeah.
Well, Mack, it's always a pleasure to chat with you.
Thank you as well.
So tell us one more time how we can get in touch with you and with your employees.
Budget Blinds, North Winston-Salem, Mount Airy, and Boone. You can look us up online or just call us at 336-701-5474.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And
thank you.
We will have you back again soon.
Thank you. I look forward to it.
And as always, you can find Forsyth Mags online at forsythmags.com and on Instagram at Forsyth Mags. And if you enjoyed this episode, or if you've ever enjoyed an episode, we would love it if you would leave us a rating or a review. And that's it for today. The views and opinions stated on this podcast are solely those of the contributors and not necessarily those of our distributors or hosting companies. This podcast is copyrighted and cannot be reproduced without expressed written consent of Forsyth Magazines Incorporated. Ooh, that's a mouthful.